vehicle. And
will not have the daily security briefings as has been stated in the Presidential Transition Act. That means that the advisory committee that has been set, which is chaired by Speaker Bagbin and also has two other prominent members, Right Honorable Doa Jaho and Right Honorable Aaron Michael Kwe, would have to put their work to a halt, which means that the side that is led by Honorable Fremont Parry would have to put their work to hold and on hold, and then Julius Debreh's team will have to put their work on hold as well. The inauguration committee, subcommittee that has been set up would have to also wait. The presidential committee or subcommittee will have to wait, and then the government machinery subcommittee will all have to wait. Well, but these are conversations that must be had. I mean, but certainly the Nsawam-Adua constituency is one to look out for. Mind you, the MPP has lost many of the safe seats that they used to have, which hitherto were strongly for the MPP. If you come to the Greater Accra region, for example, 30 out of the 34 seats taken by the NDC. You go to the Central region, 20 out of the 23 seats taken by the NDC. All of what the NDC had in the Volta region plus what John Peter Mewu used to have in the Hohoe constituency are now back in the fold of the NDC. You go upper north, upper west, upper east, the NDC swept nearly everything. So the conversation is that the NDC is really pulling. And as HA said earlier, look, they had their own strategy. They told the people to come to the polling station. They asked the people to co-produce the result that they are looking for. But certainly the Nsawam-Adua constituency is the one to look out for. Safwa Boahen is standing by the news in brief for you on this occasion of Ghana Decides. Safwa, how are you doing?
I'm well, Johnny. You're doing a great job here. Hello there and welcome to your election brief, where we bring you snippets of news updates on elections. Let's settle for the details now. The transitional team inaugurated to see to a peaceful transfer of power will not meet today. Reporter Noble Crosby Annan reports the team will have their second meeting on Friday, December 13. On Wednesday, the team had their first meeting to agree on modalities and the conduct of the process. Let's take a listen to the President Akufo-Addo, and President-elect John Dramani Mahama, who speaks on the team.
The just ended presidential and parliamentary elections have once again adoption of the Presidential Transition Act 2012, Act 845, established for us a robust framework for managing transitions, safeguarding the gains of our democratic journey. Today, we reaffirm our collective resolve to adhere to the letter and spirit of this act and ensure that this transition proceeds seamlessly, transparently, and with dignity.
I wish to ask that we all be guided by the Spirit. We call on the transition team to work expeditiously and within a modest budget, given the prevailing economic circumstances, even though Mr. President seems to strike a very upbeat tone on recent numbers. I'm sure the transition team would establish that. Mr. President, you can count on my respect and cooperation during and even after this transition. We must demonstrate to the world that despite the adversity we face, Ghana remains the beacon of democracy in Africa. Now more than ever, destiny requires us as countrymen and women to close our ranks and stand in solidarity with each other.
That'll be all for election brief. Let's take a quick break, and after that, the news team will continue right here on Ghana Decides 2024 New Election Command Center on TV3 and 3FM 92.7. My name is Safwa Boahen.
Then there's also the chief scribe of the National Democratic Congress, the secretary of the NDC, Fifi Fiavikwete. And I must say that these two individuals, Julius Debra and Fifi Fiavikwete, had served in the erstwhile NDC administration, except for Johnson Asiedu Nketia, who's remained at the echelons of the National Democratic Congress, serving as the former Secretary General, or Secretary, I should say, of the National Democratic Congress. And now, as the transition team, as to why that is happening, we'll be finding out for you shortly. But some interesting names also featuring on this team for you. Dr. Kesela Tofoseng, as we all know him, a leading member of the NDC, but also, interestingly, at some point moved from being member of parliament to being leader of the NDC group in parliament. Now he is officially being confirmed as a member of the transition team in the John Mahama camp. And it's interesting to know that he's also central, I should say, Mahama Yarga, who is also featuring in that team as well. A refreshing name here is Guzi Tano. Of course, everyone knows the story of Guzi Tano, but if you do not know about that, he's been an interesting figure within the NDC. At some point, exited the party, but is now made amends and has featured on the top team leading the transition for John Dramani Mahama, and is featuring here as a member, key